It's no secret that AI is taking over technology against our will, better judgment, and common sense, and while some companies have been dialing back on the integration a bit, you'll inevitably stumble across it one way or another, especially if you're making Google searches where Google's AI proudly displays its sheer dearth of knowledge with AI results plastered above your search results which routinely get information wrong, is obviously biased and outright lies. But believe it or not, that's not the Google search we're talking about today. No, I'm talking about the find and replace functionality on Google Docs, specifically on mobile. For context, I've been writing several essays for the past few months. Some are YouTube related, others are for school, and I've also got miscellaneous design documents I've been working on. The point is, they're all pretty lengthy, but they're just words. They shouldn't be taxing on the hardware whatsoever. Anyway, I sometimes pull up these documents on mobile, but since they're so long, sometimes I need to use a search feature to find a specific line, and, well... So we're on mobile now, and I just copy-pasted a couple of transcripts of SpongeBob episodes just for an example, and so... What I did though is I went down here and just put down an emoji because that's what I like to do whenever I type things. It's just like I just put them here just so it's easier for me to, you know, if I'm scrolling past it quickly, it's easier for me to see it than just text. And this is not a very long document here. It is only 5,000 words, just 2 episodes. So we're gonna go to the top and hit find and replace. And then just type paintbrush. And we're going to search for it. And it can't find it. Now, the thing is, it knows that it's here. Because if you go back up, it's highlighted in green like it's supposed to be. And so if you go slightly out of the way, right? It'll find it. You go slightly up, you go slightly down, it can find it, no matter what. If you go but so far though, it loses its place completely. It just can't find it, which is ridiculous. And so maybe you think, oh, it's just because it's an emoji and so it's not going to work properly. So so I know that the word parasol is in this transcript. So let's just type here the word parasol. Still can't find it no matter what, even though I know for a fact that it's in here right there. See, so there's no reason why you shouldn't be able. And if I hit the arrow now, well, it just can't figure out where it is. It keeps scrolling straight past it. It makes no sense, and it just keeps going from the bottom to the top, from the bottom to the top. I don't understand how something like this even happens. Listen, I can understand having a handful of hiccups when it comes to searching through millions of web pages. I mean, you're talking to an amateur game developer here, and one thing that I've learned is that regardless of your skill level, coding oversights are inevitable during software development of any kind. But being unable to parse the word parasol is not part and parcel for a properly functioning search feature. That's literally what debugging output does. And word processing software being incapable of locating the words it's processing in a single document is an undocumented level of incompetence. Has it been documented? I wouldn't know because the search feature doesn't work. Look, I know better than to trust a company like Google with my important files. I wouldn't trust them to get wet in a rainstorm. So I rarely, if ever, use their cloud-based services or storage options. But at the bare minimum, I thought that their word processing software would actually function. Outside of calculation tasks, indexing for information is one of the most basic yet critical tasks for a computer's operation. What this oversight tells me is that we're just one step removed from computers telling us that 2 plus 2 equals 5. Imagine if this were code and an engineer were tasked with fixing it. They couldn't search for an error here even if they tried. So it's no wonder that Google search is completely botched if this is the level of functionality that they deem acceptable for Google Docs and likely the program used to code Google Docs. I don't understand how a company the size of Google is legally allowed to make mistakes like this and stay in business. If I were using this service for something more important like automotives or food safety, this could severely impact not just my business but public safety. And the reason why it's so dangerous is because there's no clear option to revert back to a previous functional version of the service so that I can continue to operate until a solution is found. That's not even mentioning the nonsense with your other services. Why does Gboard select functionality randomly enable itself, locking me in one place and have to manually disable it so I can scroll again? Google Keep was also suffering from obvious memory leaks because it kept slowing down the longer you kept it open, and if I'm not mistaken, this finally got patched, but that was after at least 6 months of it being a consistent issue. I'm almost certain that this find and replace glitch was a result of vibe coding. There's not a chance in the universe that a human tested this before releasing the update. I have no expectations for Google. It's as malevolent and greedy a corporation as any other, but for your Microsoft Word knockoff, I expect just some basic QA, just basic level human oversight so that you don't push updates that break the search function on Google Docs of all things. After I'm done with this video, I'm migrating to LibreOffice permanently. This is unacceptable.